Salutations and welcome to the channel. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you stick around. Hit that like and share button and subscribe button. But make sure you share it too. Spread the love. Share the love. And welcome, and I hope everybody's having a good day. It's Thursday, and tomorrow is Friday. Thank God I'm ready for at least 2 days of sleeping in a little bit. Yeah, getting up in the mornings, taking the kiddos to school. It's like, oh man, it's like you live for the weekend just as much as they do now. Well, that's how it is, right? It's a little rainy and gloomy here today, but the weather is very mild. Well, what is happening in Chicago? What is going on? What is happening? The weather is mild. The temperature. So here we go. Getting back to what is happening in Chicago. I had to stop the video for a moment, and now I'm back. Obviously, you can tell my editing skills. I'm not editing any of this. There's flub ups, and that's how it is because I am the real. I am smelling like a rose. So we've got a mom who gets attacked by her and her son get attacked by other school children. You heard that correctly. By a mob of children. Unbelievable. We also have in Chicago a man charged with terrorism after a woman set on fire on a CTA Blue Line train. In Chicago. Chicago was on fire. Literally. Not only they got an illegal problem, they got a violence problem. Now you've got, I'm assuming they're elementary to middle school age children attacking an adult with her child. Man set somebody on fire. You've got people, I'm just going to say it. So, what, George Soros is busting in these white, stupid liberals protesting at these ICE places, causing all kinds of havoc and discord and whatnot. And it's just chaos there, it seems like, right? It just seems like Chicago is just nothing but chaos. You also have Mrs. Daniel Carter Walters is testifying to I guess it's a Senate committee. She goes over all the crap that the city officials of Chicago have failed the people. A big L have failed the people of Chicago. She goes over things like they take care of the illegals and the criminals more than they take care of the regular folks. She goes over a whole list of grievances. I will put this link in the description so you can watch her. Now, I was hoping for some questions and answers, but it just has her statement. So she gives a statement. It's about 6 minutes long. Also, she is the vice president of Chicago Flips Red. I believe Zoe Lee is the president, but don't hold me to that. Zoe Lee has a YouTube channel. Lee is Leigh, and Zoe, Zoe. Go check them out. She does live footage as well. And Daniels here is with her quite a bit on those programs. So they're boots on the ground, fighting the fight. She's a complete Trump supporter. She wants ICE in there. They want their city taken care of. And look, after she testifies and all of this stuff, I mean, the city's burning outside. I mean, metaphorically speaking, but let's do the mom. So I have a video of a news clip that was done 17 hours ago, and then I have another clip that was 19 hours ago of the two parents and how they feel about this. Now I don't know how much she can say because it's probably going to be a criminal case. What are they going to do with these kids? What are they going to do with these kids that attacked and assaulted this woman and her son? Apparently, these kids have been bullying her son for 2 years. For 2 years, she's been dealing with this. And the school's done nothing. And look, they're all black. I don't think anybody could throw the race card. I'm just assuming, right? Would that be the first thing? Maybe. Maybe. No. These were all black children disrespecting this woman and attacking her and the boy, her son, which they've been picking on. So she decides to walk home with him. I don't know how often she's been doing it. Maybe more of the story's going to come out, but we're going to take a look at this and see what is happening with the big dumpster fire of Chicago. It's like a moral degenerate rot from within, from city official down. I think this is what you get when they see their city officials defying the President of the United States. What? Now anything goes because, look, Brandon Johnson and Pritzker, they're calling Trump a fascist and stuff. We can just do whatever we want. And y'all know how the laws have been laxed against criminals and stuff. Now, I don't know what the age is of, because I know in D.C., they're trying to get the age lowered for prosecution, for prosecuting them. So I don't know what that is in Chicago, but I'm sure we're going to hear more about this. Either I'm going to just go out on a limb here and think that maybe this mom, they're going to sue them. They're going to sue the school. That this happened. And they've been dealing with this and nothing's been done about it for like 2 years. So let's get more of the story. Now, I've seen a little bit of this already, but the interview with the parents, I have not watched that, so it's going to be fresh. So I don't know what she's going to say.
It's hard to watch. Children circled a mother, then pinned her against a fence. Dragging the mother and her son to the ground,
Good
continuously
Lord.
beating them.
These children are going to have to live with this for the rest of their lives. And the children are our future, so it's not fair.
Police say it started when the 33-year-old mother, her young son, and daughter were walking near 106 and Bensley in the South Deering neighborhood. A group of kids then started chasing after them, calling them names and taunting them. Both the mother and son were beaten so badly they were taken to a hospital. Word of the attack spread quickly on social media, causing outrage among many parents. One day after the attack, demonstrators showed up at Orville T. Bright Elementary School after some posted on social media threatening to harm the children behind the attack. Several police officers showed up blocking the entrance of the school to protect kids inside. Shanice Davis lives in the neighborhood and says she recognizes the attackers.
This is not the first time the kids have done this. Just talk around the streets that these kids have pretty much been raising themselves and they have not been held accountable. They have vandalized cars. They have harassed adults and children.
To know and to find out even now that other families are affected by this. We're meeting families out here that their children been bullied and been beat on.
Chicago Police District Council member Joseph Williams was inside talking with the principal, the mother, and CPS administration.
Accountability is going to be key because if this has been going on, we need to make sure that principal be held accountable for her actions as well. This should have been documented. Parents should have been called to the school, and we got to make sure all around that is some type of accountability that's happening here.
Well, that didn't happen.
Huggies Fast Absorbing Core
That
versus
didn't happen.
3P.
Well, we know none of that happened. And that what always supposed to happen? Is this stuff supposed to be documented? What are they going to do? They just let these kids go crazy. They're not teaching them nothing in school. There's no discipline. It's just crazy. Here we got a clip. Mother describes brutal attack by a group of kids outside Bright Elementary School. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Now to a CBS exclusive. The mother in this video, who was attacked while protecting her children, is speaking publicly. She and her son were brutally attacked by a group of kids on Monday, and this video has caught the attention of many across the country. Now, that community is stepping in to help move her out of the South Deering neighborhood. She only spoke to our Sharday Gray about this horrific attack, and Sharday is live in our newsroom with more from this exclusive story.
Well, Marie, Korshonda Hatter says she's still in physical pain after she and her son were brutally attacked with her young daughter just steps away. Her legs are bruised and it's hard for her to walk. But what hurts her the most is her children are still suffering.
My son is, he's very devastated. He'll wake up out of the middle of his sleep screaming. He'll scream, "Mommy, are you there?"
Hatter says her 9-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter are traumatized after watching their mom get attacked by a group of kids. In this video, we've blurred the faces of those involved because they're all minors. We've stopped it after she was dragged to the ground because of how brutal it is. Her son was beaten, and she says one of the kids pulled her daughter's hair. Her daughter stood off to the side crying, watching her brother and mother get attacked.
Could you imagine? No. A bunch of little kids attack you. What do y'all think about the age of accountability in this situation for these little angels, these little darlings? What do you think? What do you think should happen to them? I think they should be thrown in a juvenile facility for like 2 years. Oh yeah, I said it. There's got to be some accountability. They could have hurt them really bad. They were punching her in the face, then got them on the ground. If somebody kicks you in the head, now, I don't know if they were kicking her, but she seems fine now. But guys, we know just a kick down like that could do some serious damage. And these kids need to understand. Now, there's another clip. We're going to hear the rest of this. There was another clip of... do I have it? I didn't want to play it because the guy had... that's not it. I got all kinds of stuff going here. The guy had a clip of the mother of one of the perpetrators. And she's all lecturing her on video. Like, you shouldn't be doing that and blah, 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 blah. Well, okay, that's great. Her mom did this. Yeah, I need to find that and put that in the description because the guy's got a bunch of music playing in it, and I'll get it and put it in the description if y'all want to go take a look at it. It has some clips of her talking to one of the perpetrators. You shouldn't be doing this and blah blah blah. That's great, but you know what? She still needs to have some serious consequences. This isn't just a smack on the wrist. This is like, we need to lower that juvenile age and then put them in a juvenile system. Juvenile correction facility, rather.
I felt helpless because I was down on the ground. And he was down on the ground. And he's looking at me screaming like, "Mommy, please help me, help me." I couldn't get up myself. I couldn't do nothing.
She's sick. She has sickle cell. So I guess they seen a little weakness on her because she's kind of walking a little slow. And they have no right to put their hands on an adult.
That's her partner, Devon Lee, who is at work.
Or put their hands on anybody else, for that matter. Apparently, they've been doing this. It's probably been the same kids, too.
When the attack happened, Hatter went on to tell me that her son has been bullied for the past 2 years at Orville T. Bright Elementary School because of the way she walks and talks, all of the results of her sickle cell disease. Hatter tried to talk to the school about the bullying, but she says they didn't do anything about it. Yesterday, a large group of parents came to the school to show their support for the mother and to put an end to bullying. The community immediately stepped in and moved her out of South Deering and into an undisclosed location. Hatter says she's pressing charges against the parents of the kids who attacked her.
Good for her.
As for her children, they'll be transferred to a different school, and she's looking to get therapy for them. Reporting in the newsroom, Shardia Gray, CBS News, Chicago.
Well, I hope things go well for them. Yeah, that's what bullies do. They prey upon the weak, and this poor woman, wow, that's insane. Good for her. I hope she wins. And I think we maybe need to start having some more. I know in some states they are holding parents responsible for some of the things that their children do. I think in this case, yes. Now, did the school ever notify these people that their kid's being a turd at school, bullying some other kid? No, I don't think so. So the parents didn't know. So, okay, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that, but still, they should probably be held accountable too for their children's actions. I don't know what you can do. You can't get blood out of a turnip, but I think they should go after the school system myself, because the school did nothing and it led up to this. So the school knows these kids are unruly. Again, get rid of the Board of Education. I heard them talking about keep lowering the Board of Education, lowering the numbers, get them out, and just to hand it back over to the states. Just hand it to the states. I got two clips, and we're gonna go with this story now. Now, I do hope and pray for that family that they get some peace and they can go on and be happy getting out of that environment. Hopefully, they moved them to a really nice place. I don't know what else to say, but just pray for them and hope justice comes swiftly. I'm hoping justice swiftly goes across all of America, not just Chicago, and root out all the illegals, the gang activities. You know what? If Pritzker and Johnson would have allowed the militia to come into Chicago, you think maybe some of them would have been on the trains, and this wouldn't have happened? And what do you think about opening up loony bins, insane asylums? This guy's got a record a mile long of a failed criminal system. Thank you, ACLU, for years ago telling us that these people have rights. We can't force them to take their medicine, so they emptied out all the insane asylums onto the street. We need to start being able to have people committed, because we all see it. These people do not need to walk amongst us. They need to be protected from danger to themselves and them endangering others. So they need to be locked up. They need to be locked up. So this is like that other crazy guy goes on that train and stabs that poor Ukraine woman. What was that, in Carolina? And you got this? You got kids running amok? Well, I think we just need the militia out in all these cities and start cleaning it up. They could be walking around. They'll see the loonies walking around, pick up these loonies who are either they're drugged out or they got some psycho problems. They all need to get evaluated, and they all need to be put somewhere appropriately for their needs. I'd rather us be spending the money on that than spending the money on giving illegals health care and food stamps. Take all that money. Once all that data comes in from all these states that need to turn over their data on who all's on social services, and then and when they get rid of all these people who don't even need to be on it, this money could go to be cleaning up the streets and getting these illegals over, lowering the age of when to prosecute these little darlings.
Experiencing the type of atmosphere of violence that
Sorry about that. That's here we go.
So outraged in Chicago after video captures a mother.
Oh, we already seen that. I thought this was they did it at the end here. Nope, wrong video. That was that video. I'm so good. Here we go.
Breaking tonight, a suspect is now facing a federal terrorism charge in an attack on the CTA Blue Line.
Prosecutors say he's the man who randomly set a woman on fire earlier this week. Courtney Spinelli is at the Dirksen Federal Courthouse where he faced a judge this afternoon. Good evening, Courtney.
Good evening to you both, Ray and Lauren. It was quite an eventful hearing this afternoon. Even before Lawrence Reed walked into the courtroom, he was allegedly spitting on federal agents while he was being held in lockup. That erratic behavior continued during his hearing.
Today, the Chicago U.S. Attorney's Office filed a federal terrorism charge against Lawrence Reed.
U.S. Attorney Andrew Boutros and the head of ATF's Chicago Field Division, detailing graphic allegations laid out in a federal criminal complaint. The 50-year-old suspect was taken into custody Tuesday morning, allegedly making comments that included burn alive expletive.
A 26-year-old woman was deliberately set on fire by Lawrence Reed in an unprovoked attack.
Prosecutors say the victim was on her phone on a CTA Blue Line train approaching the Clark and Lake station when everything happened. Minding her business, Reed allegedly walked over and poured what prosecutors believe was gasoline all over her head and body. The victim allegedly trying to fight off Reed, who chased her in the moving train car. Surveillance video shows Reed then lit the bottle on fire before using that to light the victim on fire. The suspect allegedly watching as the victim frantically tried to put out the fire by rolling on the ground of the train car.
The surveillance video is difficult to watch and is very disturbing.
Can't imagine.
As a young woman was set ablaze and tried to put herself out while other passengers got out of the way or watched.
It was at the Clark and Lake station where police found the victim critically injured after two Good Samaritans helped put out the flames on the platform. According to court documents, investigators say Reed used a gas pump to fill a bottle at a gas station about 20 minutes before the attack. In court Wednesday, Reed yelling over Judge Laura McNally continuously, saying he pleads guilty and will represent himself. McNally said, "When you walked in here, I presumed you to be innocent of these charges. I'm guilty," Reed responded.
Lawrence Reed had no business being on the streets given his violent criminal history and his pending criminal cases.
Reed's history spans decades, with arrests back to the mid-90s for domestic battery and battery on the public way. According to his record, he's been arrested 71 times and convicted 13 times in Cook County. He was on pretrial release for a battery case, accused of assaulting a hospital employee. Court records also show he pleaded guilty to arson in a 2020 case where he set fire at the Thompson Center.
Reed had plenty of second chances by the criminal justice system, and as a result, you have an innocent victim in the hospital fighting for her life.
Oh my God.
Now, Reed is expected back here at 10 Friday morning for a hearing to determine whether he will remain in custody pending trial. We expect to learn much more as that happens, but for now, we will send it back to you live from the Dirksen Federal Courthouse.
Oh my gosh. This is insane. This is insane. How many times this guy was arrested? We're going to get a pastor's take on, this is the tail end of the community outrageous mom and young son beaten by mob of kids. Now, we had already seen another video, and it was just repeating the same thing of the video we saw, so I didn't want to play the second video. But he has these two guests on here that have some great opinions, and they're going to touch on what we just watched with the guy catching her on fire. So this guy, 70 times, this guy's been arrested. What happened to 3 strikes, you're out? What? He's had all these criminal charges prior before 2020. Then he has an arson charge, and he's still out on the streets? I swear. We have got to do something. This administration, they are just so overwhelmed because these laws per states need to be ratified, added to something, because just slapping these people on the wrist and letting them out because they don't want to spend the money to house them. I don't know what else. Why are they doing this? Why would you just want illegals running amok in your city? Why do you want criminals just everywhere in your city? Is this done by design? Maybe we should ask Candace Owens. What's going on, Candace? Maybe she can investigate the conspiracy of the left wanting to destroy each of these cities from within till it's just chaos, where it's just bloody chaos.
Your comments on this repeat offender in Chicago with a lengthy rap sheet. He's accused of setting a woman on fire while they're on the train.
So this is the type of leadership that we have in Chicago. We have children who are being held unaccountable, and we also have criminals who are being set free. Criminals who are being allowed to wreak havoc on the streets of Chicago. That's one of the reasons why we have so much violence. That's one of the reasons why we have so much recidivism. That's one of the reasons why we are experiencing the type of atmosphere of violence that we have in Chicago. These individuals are not being held accountable, and then you have these policies that are being put in place by our legislature and by our government that sometimes help the criminals more so than help the victims. And if we continue to go down this cycle with the leadership that we have in place, we're going to continue to see our community go in a downward spiral. We're going to continue to be the laughing stock of America. We're going to be it may look like we're one of the best cities or voted one of the best cities externally, but internally we all know the serious issues that we have inside of Chicago, and it all falls and rises on leadership.
I don't think they're the best city, like by far, but isn't that a repeating theme we're hearing from people who live in Chicago, where you had Mrs. Waters, she was testifying to that committee. Where do I have that video? Daniel Walters. So you have her saying basically the same thing in her opening statement, that the officials care more about criminals and the illegals than they do about law-abiding citizens. It's like a reoccurring theme is that these people are saying this. Now, why isn't the mainstream media playing more of this? Not just Fox. I'm talking like PMSNBC, CBS, ABC. Why are they reporting this side of the story, or are they? That this is what's happening because of the left wing wanting to just dig their heels in, want to buck the system, want to buck Trump, don't want the militia to come in to assist ICE. They're all about the peaceful protests. It's insane. It's like everything is just turned upside down.
Councilman, I'm already over time, but I have to ask you this question. We know how Chicago is run. We know how Illinois is. It's all blue. Is it time to explore something else? Because something is not working, and it's only one side that's in charge right now.
Yeah, you know what? I'll say this. I'll say there's no problem with us being a blue state. I represent that. But what I will say is that we have to make sure we're being intentional and we're putting the resources where we need to put them at. We got to invest into those nonprofits that are on the ground doing the work. We got to make sure we're building more community centers so our children can have someone to play. And we got to put the investment where it needs to go. Some of those things that you're saying, mental.
Oh, shit. There he goes. I'm one of them Democrats, but we got to have some funding going into these nonprofits. We need more slush funding so we can pretend that we're helping the poor and the black schools and the black neighborhoods. They've been pouring billions into that for decades, into these nonprofits. How many nonprofits we seen? When we see one of them, was it I should pull that up. Was busted stealing $2 million from FEMA. Was she a congresswoman? Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. There is so much corruption. What was that judge I was talking about that sent out a cease and desist order to Trump to tell him to, this is before the shutdown, he was like, oh yeah, you got to find the money to give these people their SNAP benefits. You got to come up with the money. But the Ninth Circuit Court shut him down and said, no, you can't tell Trump he has to just miraculously wave a magic wand and have money. because the Senate controls the purse. It was stupid, and he knew this. I think he was just bolstering or whatever. But his wife has an NGO that gets money from the federal government for SNAP benefits. It's like the money flows through her organization. Millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. And then this guy, it's like, yeah, I'm a Democrat. Dude just said, hey man, y'all been blue for a long time and it's not working. Do you need a change? He said, no. I'm one of those, and no, we just need more money sent to non-profits. Oh my God. Oh my God. It is so retarded. Yeah, I said it. Nope. All you people across the United States, we do not need any more nonprofits run by liberals. Let's just say that the federal government is going to give money to, because we've given money to liberal nonprofits and they've done zero, nada, nothing for the black community. Zero, nada, nothing. I mean, look, man, you got Chicago flipping red, going and doing Senate committees. You got Zoe boots on the ground filming, calling out the corruption. This pastor here that's on the right, he's like, hey, we got to start holding these people accountable. We got to stop with the lax laws, just letting these people out. This guy here on your left, nope, we just need more money to go to a nonprofit. Damn. Now, I'll put this link in the description. I probably want to go back and get his take on what does he think should be done. I mean, what can he say? He's like, yeah, the kids, I mean. But liberals don't want to hold children accountable. You got 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds by liberal judges in D.C. just letting them go. Just process them in with a slap on the wrist and let them out. I know Shapiro, yeah, the lady attorney, Jeanine Shapiro. Damn, I can't even say her name. I can't even talk. I know she's been raising Cain about it for a while. Like, she said, we've got to do something. We got to do something. It was a bunch of kids that beat up that guy. He got his girlfriend in the car. They beat the snot out of him. And they committed some crimes like around the corner before they beat up that guy. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Whatever. It's another story of a group of young thugs wreaking havoc in the evening because they ain't got nothing else better to damn do. So they vandalized a car over here, come around the corner, seen dude and his girlfriend, went over there and started beating the snot out of the guy. And they've caught a couple. And Jeanine says, yeah, some of them, she can't, obviously they can't give their names, but they were just put in the criminal system and then go into the juvenile aspect of it. Then it's out of her hands, and then they're just getting a slap on the wrist. So she's been putting up a big stink about that, and I don't blame her, because I think that age needs to be a lot lower. And if you're 9 and you're with a group of other kids and you're doing stupid stuff, yeah, there's got to be some consequences. There's got to be something. Because these kids are just running amok. Let's see what else. Does he have anything else to say?
Health issues. We got to really invest the money and put it into people. And when we see that, we see a greater Chicago, a greater community, and greater people.
I'm all for investment.
Aren't they, did I miss that?
We have children who are being...
Oh, yeah, we did. Look at this guy. This is the guy that set that woman on fire. I thought I saw something a while back saying that they've spent like $1 billion or something, Chicago, I mean, they're broke. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments, but I think that they're hurting for money because that's all they do is spend money on nothing. I think it's just a big slush fund, and all these people, all of them become millionaires, multimillionaires. Where is all this money gone? If the city is such a shit hole, the schools are a shit hole. Where is the billions of dollars over several years that y'all get money for the schools? The federal government's been giving you money to help with these schools. What is going on? Is it just being fed to the teachers union, to the Board of Education? I need a breakdown of when the Board of Education has spent $268 billion in 1 year. Where is this money? Billion, people. Billion. 260 some billion. Whether it's an 8, a 9, a 5, who cares? It's $260 billion given to the Board of Education. And what the hell do they have to show for it? Books in the library to tell children how to have sex. Show them that it's okay for two men to do these things. What else do we have for the Board of Education? That particular school. Because there's no discipline anymore in the school. None whatsoever. There's no accountability. Phones are running amok. I think this year, my son's school, he told me they can't have their phones out in class. I said, well, that should have been banned inside the building. You can't bring your phone in the building. Because these kids are on TikTok, they're on YouTube, they're distracted from the class, so they're regurgitating all this garbage online, and then they get together and they don't even know how to act. Obviously, they attacked that poor woman. They attacked that poor woman and her son. Maybe one of them wanted to film it, thinking it could go on TikTok and make him a star. I don't know. Maybe more story. Maybe that's a conspiracy theory. I don't know. But that little girl that was being interviewed, which I will find that video and put it in the description, where it was one of the perpetrators, the mom was telling her, and she looked like she was kind of fat. Yeah, I said it. She's a fat little kid. I mean, it looked to me like she was about 12. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me what you think that they should do to the kids. We need to continue to work on the laws of all this slap on the wrist and catch and release crap, no bail crap, defund the police crap, all of this crap. Thank God we dodged a nuclear bomb if Harris got elected. I saw on X yesterday, or was it last night? I took a little bit look at it before I went and laid down. This guy literally posted a picture of Kamala Harris and said, "She's so beautiful. She would have made just a beautiful president." I literally thought it was a joke. I clicked on it, and there was a few comments under it saying, "I agree." And they were like fawning over Kamala Harris. And I'm like, is this for real, or am I still in the Twilight Zone? Well, there you go. There you have it. Chicago on fire. Man sets fire to a woman on the train, the Blue Line train. Woman gets attacked by children. Unbelievable. The ICE situation still going on there. I just wish that they would get on with the Supreme Court ruling. If Trump has the right to bring in the militia. If you're new to the channel, it used to be called the militia, and then they changed it and called it the National Guard. I just like calling it the militia, if you're wondering why I am saying that. It just sounds cool, and I'm a nerd like that. But I wish the Supreme Court would already decide, because it's been said, they've heard arguments, and we want Trump to be able to do that. Send in the National Guard and clean this up, because obviously regular police force cannot handle it. Obviously. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Maybe they need to have some military presence in front of these schools where kids are walking home, for Pete's sake, to stop other bullies from beating a kid up, taking his lunch. Anyway, there you have it. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about these stories, and have a great day.